Alright guys, I'm Pat Santora Jr. from Around the Clock Rug Washing. Today I want to talk a little bit about dye bleed and how we are a little bit more prepared as rug washers, and any rug washer really is going to be a little bit more prepared for that than your traditional carpet cleaner who might clean a rug in your house, or they might take it out with them but they're going to put it in their shop, or they're going to do it like in their driveway or something. Dye bleed is something that's pretty normal depending on the type of rug, and really sometimes dye bleed, there's two different ways that it can happen. The first one's called crocking, and the second one is called bleeding. Crocking is when the original dyes on the rug, the fibers, they over dye it. So it's just kind of loose extra dye laying on top. And when we wet a carpet, especially if you use heat or steam or something like that, that dye can move all over the place. Now if that happens on our wash floor, because we're using so much more water and because we're testing for that kind of problem before we actually start washing it, we're much more prepared for it, and when that color comes out, we are using different chemicals and different processes to make sure that we know it's going to happen, it happens, and that water gets flushed away. It doesn't, we stop it from actually getting into different fibers. If that happens to a carpet cleaner and they're in your house, that's probably going to make a mess and stain different parts of your dye. Now the other type of bleeding is called actual bleeding. What that is actual dye in the wool or the silk or it could be anything, cotton, the two, that is actually starting to pull out. Now we try to avoid that, for most rugs. We use different dye blocks, we use different methods, but this is not a perfect science. So when it does happen, we are much more prepared for it than your regular carpet cleaner. So if you have a nicer Oriental rug or a more expensive rug, or actually if you show them here, a rug that has existing bleeding like this, see how these colors are kind of moving here? You're going to want to call a rug washer over a traditional carpet cleaner, because this is something that if we look at, we might be able to actually fix and correct. All right, so I'm Pat. Like I said, we're Around the Clock Rug Washing, and if you ever like to talk dirty to us, give us a call.